Ron, thanks for joining us again on Recovery After Divorce.
Glad to be back.
Really do appreciate your time, Ron, and your sincerity in your ministry of how you've been helping thousands of people all over the United States. If you didn't catch our previous interviews with Ron, Ron is the founder and the president of the SmartStepFamily.com. Also the author of the Smart Step Family, 7 Steps to a Healthy Family, and the Smart Stepmom. And we've been processing some questions in our previous time together, Ron. And here's our question, though, this time around. What are some of the common mistakes that step parents make as they come into this new relationship?
Well, I think the chief mistake that they make is that they don't respect the limits of their role. What I mean by that is they come in like a bull in a china closet. They're going to right all the wrongs. They're going to fix all the stuff that hasn't gone well for these children. They might even do so with a great deal of compassion. They've been through a lot, and you have the best of intentions, and so you're going to be very active as a parent, perhaps even a disciplinarian, all of which is just bad timing. It really is a matter of building relationship and gaining respect and earning the right to lead a child. A step parent who comes in assuming that they can just walk on the scene and demand that sort of right is going to just walk all over the kids, their emotions, and probably the biological parent is going to turn on you because they're going to get defensive of their children, going into protection mode, and that's going to come back against you. So that's a really bad one. Not understanding the limits of your role. You are an added parent figure in the home. You are like, on day one after the wedding, you are like a babysitter on the first night. You're there, you're an authority, but you're just a babysitter. And that's very important, that distinction. I liken it to being a teacher on the first day of school. Kids respect you as a teacher and they'll listen to you, but they don't necessarily like you as a teacher. They don't love you as a teacher. They just respect your position. And so that's very different. We call that positional authority. That's where you start, right? You're like a coach on a soccer field. You can tell the kids where to go and what to do as long as you're on the field. You have limits to your authority, but you walk off the field and you don't have that kind of power. And so there's limits, and you respect that. First priority is to gain and build relationship with the kids. Let the biological parent be the disciplinarian. That's the one who's going to do the hard work of setting limits and rules and following through on consequences. That's the bio parent's job in the beginning. Your job is to build relationship. Over time, you can go from positional authority to a relational authority, where now the kids have a relationship with you, trust you, value you, and therefore listen and honor you and obey you because of their love for you. And that's a process that could take years, could only take months, depends on the kid, how open they are, a lot of different factors. The point is, you gain that relationship and then you lead.
And that kind of ties into some previous questions we talked earlier, just about cooking that smart step family. But that role is going to change, obviously, from this positional authority, this coach, into something different that's maybe perhaps more nurturing.
Yeah.
So what would be your comment to, over that process of time, I know there's not a formula here, and I know that you're not saying that, but what is that next step?
Here's what I would say. Some step parents can, with some step children, move from a place of being the babysitter to being like an uncle or an aunt, where you're family, but you're not my dad.
Right.
You know, you're in the fold, so to speak, but you're still not my dad. And then maybe even to a third place with some kids of being almost dad-like. I mean, having high status in a child's heart. Now again, some step parents with some kids, depends on the age of the child. Depends on how much time, how many years you have with them in their relationship. Depends on how open they are, what other restrictions they have, what other loyalty conflicts that kid may be experiencing. So there's a lot of factors. The point is, you just need to be faithful with today. Faithful to enjoy what you have and build on it. Keep moving towards the future. But instead of being disappointed all the time because you haven't gotten to that ultimate level that you want to be at, don't overlook today. There's power in this. There's power in the moment. Enjoy that, build on it, and perhaps with grace, you can move to that place in that child's life.
Thank you, Ron, so much for your time. Appreciate it.